Welcome to our coverage of the NBA All-Star Game with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan.
And guys, this really sets up to be an incredible night in terms of excitement from the coaches to the players to us here in the booth. I mean, this is such a fantastic event to be a part of.
Guys, it really is the greatest all-star game in all the sports, in my opinion. We have the best players in the NBA at the peak of their powers. I mean, I can't wait to see what this year's game has in store for us.
Now a look at the West All-Stars starting lineup. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Doncic. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Garland in at the 3 spot.
I love this event so much because it combines the world-class ability of these players with the freedom of the playground.
Yep, it's the greatest and certainly the most fun pickup game these players will ever play in.
And fans and celebrities alike have descended on this town for All-Star Week. There's been a bunch of fun events going on all over the place.
And Greg, it's like that every year. I mean, no matter what city is hosting, it becomes a mecca for everyone who wants to take in one of the greatest scenes in all of sports. Not only to watch the best players, but to be seen by the other stars in the crowd.
And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the West. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, earlier I spoke with the East All-Stars head coach. Now he's spoken with the guys. Now, he wants to make this a competitive game, one that features at least some execution and not just a bunch of lobs. Maybe some ball movement. He said, look, if we're going to be out here, if we're going to take this court, we might as well try to win this game. And that means playing the right way. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. And the second free throw, good. Here's Garland. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. He's off on that one. And it's the East going the other way. Edwards with it. Pass to Barnes. Edwards with the screen for Barnes. Out to Edwards. And another miss by the East.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
And there's Garland. That's good on the assist by Giannis. Garland's got his second bucket of the game to go. Not a fast start here for the East All-Stars. 6-point game. And here's Tatum for 3. It's rebounded by Doncic. The West All-Stars with the ball. Baseline jumper. And he overshot that one, missing.
And just a little more defense in this game than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that, quite honestly. I mean, they're battling hard at both ends right now.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Garland. Jokic with the screen on Tatum. Garland kicks to Jokic. That's good, and it's Garland with the assist.
And he's been a gem this year. I mean, there have been so many highlights for him all over the first half of this season.
And I've got a feeling, Greg, he's just getting warmed up. I think he'll be even better after the All-Star break.
Doncic passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside Garland. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. The East trail by 9. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
1:02 left to play in the first quarter. And here's Edwards from the arc. That does not fall. Still looking for his first basket after 3 shots. Giannis dishes to Doncic. Over Edwards. And Tatum pulls it down.
Boy, great effort on defense there against a guy who typically makes that.
Trying to end the drought. Durant trying to break free. Edwards can't hit.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Garland. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. And here's Doncic from the arc. One-on-one here. The baseline J. The West grabs the miss. And here's Jokic outside. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the West All-Stars. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. A look at...
Fans, please give a big round of applause.
Welcome back for the second quarter of the main event. Of All-Star Weekend.
And you can see these players now starting to get into a rhythm. Should see a lot better flow to the game here in the second quarter.
That's usually the case. I mean, it takes some time to gel with your teammates at the All-Star game.
On the court right now as the second quarter starts for the West All-Stars. We've got Jonathan Kuminga. Towns is out there with Pascal Siakam. Then it's Trae Young. And it's Booker in at the 2 spot.
And you know, the officials not giving their whistles much of a workout here tonight. Very few fouls being called.
And most of that, Greg, is because they're not playing full-force defense. I mean, you're never going to see as much contact around the bucket in this game as you would ordinarily.
Sweet find there by Booker. All eyes on him with the ball. And Devin understands that. That has a nice feel for giving up the rock. And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line. That sends Pascal Siakam to the free throw line. That one on Mobley. And he's got his first chance at the line here. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Young against Edwards. He takes it in, and the layup's good off the glass. Edwards got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an all-star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. I mean, you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star week.
Young finds Siakam, and finished off by Siakam.
And those are 2 loud points. Siakam flushes it without much effort.
Here's Edwards, and he converts the layup. Edwards got 8 points.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
Booker looking around. Good D by Barnes.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Tatum's shot is off.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
Here's Edwards. There's the drive and the rejection by Towns. Good on that shot, and with that, the West All-Stars lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Mobley. Floats one, and it's laid up and in by Young.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
Booker outside. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. It's hauled in by the East. Barnes has got his 4th rebound in this one. The East All-Stars have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. No good on that one. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Julius Randle's checked in for Towns. Garland comes in for Pascal Siakam. Mitchell, he's checked in for Devin Booker. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Young. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here. And it's a completely new group for the East All-Stars.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, and that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
Adebayo with a screen on Mitchell. Going inside. And Adebayo throws it down.
And this is